The Bold and the Beautiful. Scoop for Tuesday, December 2nd, reveals Katie Logan will be angry about Brooke Forrester's lack of support. Also coming up, Dylan will make a confession. Plus, Brooke will reminisce with Ridge Forrester. B&B spoilers tease Electra Forrester, and Will Spencer will head on over to the Cliff House with Dylan so she can admit that she was the driver who hit Luna Nozawa. "You're the one that ran down Luna?" a shocked John Finnegan will ask her. Steffy Forrester will also be stunned that her son's art teacher was the person who ultimately ended Luna's life. Dylan will be contrite and in tears. She'll tell Finn it was an accident, and she's so sorry she killed his daughter. Viewers know Finn was estranged from Luna, considering she killed 2 men and trapped his wife in a cage. However, he'll still be unsettled by Dylan's confession. Meanwhile, Brooke and Ridge will take a walk down memory lane. They recently remarried and are more in love than ever. So, they'll blissfully reminisce about their past. But what does the future have in store for the couple? Finally, Katie discussed her situation at Forrester Creations with Bill Spencer on Monday. Not surprisingly, he told his Katie that her talent was being wasted. He also encouraged her to ditch her job at the fashion house and join him at Spencer Publications. On Tuesday, she'll tell Brooke all about Bill's offer. However, she won't get the reaction she was expecting. Instead of being supportive, Brooke will tell Katie she can't believe she's even considering leaving Forrester. And if she does, she'll be making a big mistake. But is this going to cause a rift between the sisters? Stay tuned! Hey B&B fans! Are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Thanksgiving has been and gone, yet turkey is still on the menu. Who is the biggest turkey and why? Fans react to current events and help me give the award. Something of a Thanksgiving custom, grading characters' performances and awarding the Turkey Badge to whoever earned it through actions or speeches over the holiday weekend in our favorite soaps. Sounds like fun? It sure is! And here's my Turkey Award for The Bold and the Beautiful. As fans of B&B on the Soap Central message board said, "We may not all agree that Ridge gets the award this year, but that's what makes this fun. Practice what you preach, right? Not for Ridge Forrester, as played by the fantastic Thorsten Kaye." After praising Finn for doing the right thing, did we all gasp and go, weren't you making fun of the guy not so long ago? Finn puts family first. Well, now he does. And Ridge could sure try doing some of that. Here's what the fans have to say. Cat Mama 1 wrote, "Because he always put family first. Too bad you don't follow your own words, Ridge. You have a nice family that you have tossed aside again for your Logan. I am amazed that she let you out of her sight today. And you never mentioned your son. I found all this love and goodwill today very phony and unbelievable," Miss Lane added. "I didn't find it phony or unbelievable at all. But from Ridge I did, 'cause he, low-key, at times acts like he doesn't like Finn, and a while back, he was laughing with Liam and calling Finn Sheila's spawn. I still haven't forgiven him for that." Proud Soap fan did not agree at all and said, "Oh my goodness, he has adult children. He has a relationship with them. Mommy and Daddy don't need to be married for him to have a relationship with his children. He did put part of his family first. He spent the day with Steffy and her children. Is he a waffle? Sure, but the criticism here to me isn't warranted." Belinda joined in with, "I think it was Ridge's way of letting them know that he still values them, even though he chose to be with Brooke. I saw nothing wrong with it. He didn't mention Thomas, but he didn't mention RJ either. Big deal. I thought it was a homey episode appropriate for the holiday. I could have lived without seeing Sheila's foot and missing toe, but that's my only real complaint. Well, that and Finn going half-naked out to swim in November. Way too cold for that, even in California. So with that in mind, and without further ado, I present Ridge Forrester with the Thanksgiving Turkey Award. And hopefully, we see some storylines wrapped up quickly and get back to the soapy drama we love. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Monday, December 1st, reveals that Dylan delivered a Cliff House shocker while Katie Logan played Fix-It for Bill Spencer. At Spencer Publications, Katie found Bill frustrated over an acquisition, which was blowing up negatively in the press. After Katie offered tips on how to turn things around, Bill was amazed and insisted her talents were being wasted at Forrester Creations. Bill felt the same way about Will Spencer, so he wanted both Katie and their son at Spencer Publications. Katie wound up complaining since Forrester Creations hired an outside PR team to deal with the Luna Nozawa chaos without even consulting her. Although Katie still claimed to be happy at Forrester, Bill kept pushing her to come back to Spencer since he considered it her family business. In the Forrester CEO office on Monday's B&B episode, Brooke Logan Forrester gushed over a new sketch and got praise from Ridge Forrester for being his muse. While Ridge and Brooke shared some lovey-dovey moments, John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan did the same at the Cliff House. Steffy sensed that Finn was still coming to grips with Luna's fate and assured him that he didn't have to hide his feelings from her. Finn later had a phone call with the police and told Steffy they still wouldn't reveal the driver who hit Luna. At the beach house, Dylan was a little weirded out over being back there, but she assured Will and Electra Forrester that she was fine. Will had been brought in the loop on Dylan's driver drama and offered some supportive words along with Electra. Although Dylan didn't mean to run over Luna, she was haunted by the incident and wanted to confess to Finn as well as Steffy. Electra and Will agreed to take Dylan to the Cliff House so she could come clean about what happened. Once they made their way there, Will and Electra went inside first before admitting they brought someone to answer questions. Dylan appeared just before Will revealed that the driver was no longer anonymous. After Dylan insisted it was an accident, she said she was the one driving and that she was so sorry since she killed Finn's daughter. Both Finn and Steffy stood there reeling over Dylan's admission. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffy and Finn will have to process this jaw-dropping news, so stay tuned for updates on their next steps. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Eric Forrester is apparently struggling with a secret medical setback. Donna Logan will spill the truth to Brooke Logan, so the drama's about to heat up on B&B. In the December 3rd episode, Donna will give Brooke some troubling updates. It turns out Donna will shock Brooke with difficult news about Eric, so some emotional scenes are coming up for the sisters. This unsettling info will lead to multiple people fretting over Eric's health during the week of December 1-5. It sounds like Eric has suffered a medical setback, so Donna will have good reasons to be concerned and lean on Brooke for support. Perhaps Eric went for a checkup and had some new tests run. The results may have been alarming to Eric's doctors, so his condition could be taking a turn for the worse. Although John Finn Finnegan previously came up with a way to treat Eric and saved his life, that doesn't mean Eric is cured. Eric's illness could still come roaring back and put his life in jeopardy once again. Unfortunately, Ridge Forrester won't know about Eric's latest medical struggles when he clashes with him at Forrester Creations on December 4th. It appears Ridge will try to push Eric out the door to retirement without realizing Eric is once again worried about the legacy he'll leave behind. Of course, Ridge will have concerns along with Donna and Brooke once he learns the real story. Whether Ridge finds out from Eric himself or from Brooke later, he'll have plenty of questions about his father's health. It's clear that B&B is revisiting Eric's medical issues, so stay tuned to see where this chapter of the story is headed. Do you think Eric's life will be in legitimate danger? Or is this just another fake-out? Would you rather see a different storyline for Eric instead? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say the Forresters have another crisis ahead regardless, so don't miss all the action. On the Monday, December 1st, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill made a pitch to sway Katie away from Forrester. Finn tried to get answers about Luna's death, and he and Steffy were floored when the truth was finally revealed. Will brought Electra a smoothie, and he was clearly up to speed about Dylan being behind the wheel of the car that killed Luna. They didn't think she would face any repercussions, since it was an accident and Luna ran out into the street. However, Electra referred to Dylan as a good person who would never hurt anyone. Will agreed, completely gobsmacked that Luna was the person who took Luna's life. Electra invited Dylan to the beach house, where she immediately felt uncomfortable returning to the place where she was held hostage by Luna. Electra asked for an update on how Dylan was processing everything after confessing to her about the accident. She promised them that Luna's death was an accident, and they vowed that they believed her. The police offered to keep her involvement anonymous, but she couldn't stay quiet. The night has weighed on her since Luna first collided with her car on the foggy road. Dylan suffered extreme trauma after being locked in a closet by Luna. She was forced to listen to the screaming and the gunshots, all while powerless to do anything about it. She recalled the kindness Steffy and Finn showed her, and she needed them to understand how things unfolded. She asked to speak to them, and Electra and Will offered to accompany her, so she could release the burden weighing on her. Steffy kissed Finn after their Thanksgiving dinner was complete, and they basked in the glow of their newfound happiness. She felt like she could finally breathe with Luna out of the picture to torment their lives. Steffy acknowledged how the death of Finn's daughter could be awful for him, but she couldn't ignore the new level of safety. She noticed that he was in pain, and she asked if he was still struggling with Luna's death. Steffy assured her husband that he doesn't have to hide his feelings about Luna's death. While she was grateful in her own way, she understood if he felt differently. Steffy reminded Finn that Luna was his daughter and she died, and that's not something to just shake off. However, Finn responded that she was gone and that nothing could change it. He called to identify the driver who took out Luna, but the police wouldn't reveal any names. Steffy was bombarded with notifications about Forrester's connection to Luna's death, and she was frustrated that the company was affiliated at all. There was a knock at the door, and Finn welcomed Will and Electra. Steffy was glad to see him, and Finn extended his condolences to Will about the loss of his unborn child. They revealed they were there to fill in some of the gaps about what occurred on the night Luna was killed. Steffy was surprised to see Dylan walk through her door, but Finn filled her in about Luna's death, unaware of what she was there to confess. Will explained that the driver wasn't anonymous, and Dylan dove in headfirst with her speech. She pleaded with them, "I promise it wasn't on purpose, but it was me. I was the driver. I am the one who hit Luna. I killed your daughter. I'm sorry, Finn. I'm so sorry." Ridge informed Brooke that the outside PR company was on the Luna coverage. Brooke found it strange to be working with someone else, since Katie typically handled those matters. Ridge felt it was a necessity and that Katie needed all the support she could get after what her family had recently endured. He was certain that the best path forward for Katie was to focus on her family and not worry about cleaning up the mess left behind by Luna. He recognized that Katie was the best marketer available, but she couldn't return until things with Luna died down. He quickly shifted gears, showing Brooke a new design inspired by her, and he thought the company would recover nicely. Brooke was grateful that Ridge made his way back to her, and he agreed that they were better together than apart. At Bill's office, Katie joked about competing with Bill's laptop for his attention. He was dealing with a potential acquisition that had stalled due to public perception. There was concern about a much larger company gobbling up the smaller fish in the corporate sphere. Katie put her PR skills to good use and provided Bill with a list of potential ways to shift the narrative into a positive spin. Bill, appreciative, was mesmerized by Katie's ability to transform the perception. Bill told Katie, "I'm telling you, your talents are being wasted at Forrester, just like our sons." He wanted her to use her skills differently and tried to get her to understand that they hadn't done anything to her. She commented that she doesn't always feel appreciated, and although she's too close to the situation to handle it all, she wished she had a say in how to address it. This wasn't the first time Forrester had a discussion without consulting her first. Katie worked for Brooke and Ridge, and sometimes it wore on her. Bill demanded that they begin to appreciate her before it's too late. It wasn't just Katie that Bill wanted to leave Forrester to become a part of Spencer. He also wanted Will to jump ship. Bill didn't believe either of them was living up to their potential, and joining his family's company was the best move. He told her, "There is a place for you and Will at Spencer." Bill knew he needed to make changes in his life to become worthy of Katie, and she acknowledged the changes he made and appreciated his effort. He said, "Your heart is safe with me. I have one job, to protect and defend you and our family. We're Spencers. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that 6 December story developments are on the way. So here's what B&B fans can expect. There'll be a lot to look forward to in the coming weeks, especially in the romance department. 1. Deacon and Taylor's chemistry explodes. Since Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp are on the verge of a total chemistry explosion, that can't be good news for his marriage to Sheila Sharp. Will Deacon kiss, or even head to bed with Taylor? Will Sheila find out and unleash her wrath once Deacon betrays her with the good doc? 2. Hope and Liam's wedding day arrives. As for Hope Logan and Liam Spencer, their wedding day will finally arrive. Liam and Hope will definitely tie the knot, but there could be a few snags before their vows happen, or perhaps at the reception. Will Sheila cause drama at the festivities, or could there be some other hurdles that threaten Liam and Hope's nuptials? Regardless, Hope and Liam will indeed tie the knot as Christmas approaches. 3. Katie's big decision about her future. In the meantime, Katie Logan will make a significant decision about her future. It looks like Katie may officially accept Bill Spencer's offer to come work at Spencer Publications. Bill might have remarriage on his mind soon as well, since B&B spoilers say he'll embrace a new chapter with Katie. If a marriage proposal is in the works, that could bring another important choice for Katie to mull over. 4. Daphne's step forward with Carter. Over with Daphne Rose, she'll open her heart a bit more as she takes a step forward with Carter Walton. Carter will be thrilled, but could a storm cloud be hanging over this romance? Since fall preview info hinted about someone from Daphne's past making a mess of things, that could still be coming up unless the story was dropped. 5. Eric's health problems put a damper on the holidays. Unfortunately, Eric Forrester's health problems could bring down the mood a bit this holiday season. There'll be some concerns about Eric's medical setback, but let's hope some positive updates are coming down the road. 6. Thomas comes home for Christmas. Finally, Thomas Forrester will come home for Christmas, so he'll have a chance to reconnect with Eric, Taylor, Ridge Forrester, Steffy Forrester Finnegan, and all his other loved ones. Of course, viewers may also hear about Thomas' love life and what he's been doing off-screen. Did Thomas patch things up with Paris Buckingham, or perhaps move on with someone new? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say some great December scenes are in store, so stay tuned. The bold and the beautiful spoilers update for the week of December 15 reveals that fans will see Will Spencer's Dylan Driver reaction, while Brooke Logan Forrester deals with double the sister drama. Now that Forrester Creations has hired another PR firm to tackle the Luna Nozawa crisis, Katie Logan will have time to reevaluate where things stand in her career. The fact that this choice was made without even consulting her may not sit right with Katie, who'll confide in Bill Spencer and get some advice. Of course, Bill won't think Katie should put up with a job where she has to take the Forresters' orders. Bill will insist that if Katie returns to Spencer Publications, she can make decisions for herself instead of falling in line with what Brooke and Ridge Forrester want. Since Will is a Spencer, Bill will argue that he belongs in the family business too. Bill's going to make some grand plans and hope that both Will and Katie join him in strengthening the Spencer empire soon. In the meantime, Electra Forrester will stay by Dylan's side as she moves forward with some important steps. Whether Dylan confesses to Will herself or lets Electra offer updates instead, Will's indeed going to learn Dylan ran over Luna. That news will give Will quite a shock and leave him feeling sympathetic over Dylan's situation. Dylan is clearly struggling with some guilt and tough emotions, but Will may join Electra in insisting none of this is Dylan's fault. Nevertheless, B&B spoilers say Dylan will think John Finnegan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan need to hear the truth straight from her. That's why Dylan will make her way to Steffy and Finn's place with a major admission to make. Will and Electra will be there for Dylan as she confesses to running over Luna and tearfully apologizes for wiping Finn's daughter off the map. Despite the shockwaves that'll reverberate, Finn won't hold Dylan responsible for hitting Luna. It was Luna's fault for escaping prison and running in the path of a moving vehicle. As for Brooke, she's got double the sister drama brewing. Katie's potential Forrester resignation will be one issue for Brooke to contend with, but she may also help Donna Logan deal with a husband crisis. Brooke and Donna have some emotional scenes coming up, so Donna may reflect on Eric's almost demise and how much she wishes he'd take a breather with her now. Ridge will feel like it's time for Eric to take a step back when it comes to his involvement in the Forrester business, but Eric will lash out over his son, trying to get rid of him. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Eric and Ridge have more disagreements in their future, so don't miss all the hostile moments ahead. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, December 2nd, reveal that Steffy Forrester Finnegan and John Finn Finnegan will respond to Dylan's confession. Ridge Forrester and Bill Spencer's feud is also brewing, so here's what B&B fans can expect. For starters, Dylan will remain full of tough emotions as she continues her admission at the Cliff House. That's where Dylan just came clean about being the driver who ran over Luna Nozawa that night, so both Finn and Steffy were shocked. Steffy and Finn will have questions for Dylan on Tuesday's B&B episode, so she'll answer them as best as she can. Of course, Dylan will maintain that she'd never take another life on purpose, and that what happened was truly an accident. Even so, Dylan will remain deeply apologetic for her role in Luna's grim fate. Finn lost his daughter, so that stirred up a lot of complicated feelings that he's still trying to work through. Once Finn and Steffy get past the shock of Dylan's news, they'll no doubt offer reassurance. Luna is the one who jumped in front of a moving car without warning, so Dylan couldn't have predicted that. Over with Ridge and Brooke Logan Forrester, they'll take a stroll down memory lane. It sounds like Brooke and Ridge will celebrate their love by reflecting on some magical moments from their history. As for Katie Logan, she'll deal with some resentment when it comes to her sister. Brooke will frustrate Katie by not offering support, so this may tie in with Bill's pitch for Katie to rejoin Spencer Publications. If Katie gives Brooke updates on that, she may not get a very supportive reaction. This could lead to some conflict for Brooke and Katie, but there's another feud that's about to reignite. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge and Bill are going to face off over Katie within the next couple episodes, so plenty of drama's on the way. Now that Carter isn't romantically involved with Hope, Deacon is cool with him again. On the Bold and the Beautiful's Thanksgiving episode, Deacon and Carter became best buddies. As fans remember, Deacon hated Carter's guts. It got so bad that they got into a physical altercation. So, what changed? This scene surprised us on B&B's Thanksgiving episode. At Il Giardino, Daphne was doing a mic check for her upcoming performance. She performed in front of Carter, Deacon, and Sheila. They all agreed that she had an incredible voice. Sheila went to check the turkey that was cooking in the oven as Deacon talked to Carter. He showed Carter what he's been doing on his laptop. Carter said he could offer free legal advice if he ever needed it. Then, in a surprise twist, the two agreed to move beyond their past differences. At the time, Carter was dating Deacon's daughter, Hope. Deacon supported their relationship until the coup attempt happened. Then, Carter had a change of heart. He wanted to give back to the company, and he was struck by Daphne's charm and enchanting fragrance. Deacon couldn't trust Carter's intentions with his daughter. He pushed for Hope to get back with Liam, and eventually, he got his wish. Now that Hope and Liam are back together, Deacon can breathe easy. He's over the moon about their engagement news. So, he's now fine with Carter, even if he's with the nose. Deacon even invited Carter and Daphne over for Thanksgiving dinner. However, Carter said they had made plans elsewhere. The new couple wished Sheila and Deacon a happy Thanksgiving. Even Sheila was shocked to learn that Deacon had come around to Carter. What's also changed is that Deacon has been seeing Taylor professionally, which hasn't been going well, as expected, since they both have burning feelings for each other. Deacon told Sheila that Taylor has made a strong impression on him lately. Sheila wanted to know what they talked about. Deacon mentioned that Taylor has gotten him to open up more. Tapping into his emotions has allowed him to change and grow, and because of this, he's able to move forward with Carter. However, what also helps is that Carter and Hope are no longer together. Heather Tom shares how she tackled the bizarre and over-the-top storylines she's been given in her 35 years of soaps. Heather Tom takes a grounded approach when tackling wild storylines on The Bold and the Beautiful. Katie immediately went into Mama Bear mode when it was revealed that Luna came back from the dead and manipulated her son, Will. In an interview with People, Tom explained how she tackled some of the wild storylines she's taken on in her 35 years as a soap actress. Tom is focused on seeking the truth of her character, no matter what they're going through. The latter part of this year, Luna came back from the dead. She was nursed back to health by Lee and Sheila. Then, she snuck into Will's promotion party, pretended to be a bartender, and used outlawed vodka to get him drunk. After the party, she snuck into his bed to get her way with him so that she would end up pregnant with his baby and stay out of jail. The Spencers had to face the reality that Luna was alive, and Will was the father. Tom said what typically goes through her mind when she reads the script. If I were in this situation, how would I deal with it? What tools does this character have to deal with the situation, and what is the base of the emotion? She explained. What drives this character? What's her truth that will color whatever she does? Tom continued. Because of this, she's been able to remain grounded. She's given each of her storylines a sense of reality. As if these storylines were playing out on the news. Tom is aware of how passionate soap fans can be. She was confronted by one in the middle of busy Times Square. At the time, Tom played Kelly Kramer on One Life to Live. Kelly kept her miscarriage a secret from her husband, Kevin Buchanan, in an effort to keep him around. Paul Kramer delivered 2 babies and gave one of them to Kelly. She wasn't aware of the baby switch. She later found out that her half-brother was trying to blackmail her. When Tom visited New York City, she was accosted by a fan who was irate about the storyline. I remember I was in Times Square one time and I was crossing the street to go see a show. This woman stops in the middle of the crosswalk, and she's like, "You give that baby back." I was just like, "Okay, will do." Noted, but very visceral, angry, Tom recalled. Steffy and Finn have proven they're in it for the long haul. Many of the bold and the beautiful characters have dramatic love lives. But super couple Steffy and Finn, aka Sin, are one pair that's committed to each other. So, who better to dish out dating advice than Jacqueline McInnes Wood and Tanner Novlin? Throughout the course of their 6-year relationship, Steffy and Finn have faced numerous challenges, including his mother Sheila and daughter Luna. Yet, his villainous family members couldn't tear them apart. Since Steffy and Finn have proven their love and commitment to each other time and again, fans may want to take note. To have a love like Sin, they may want to follow these tips. On B&B's official Instagram page, Wood and Novlan offered dating advice. An interviewer asked the stars questions about the do's and don'ts of dating, and the pair had some interesting answers. When it comes to inviting an ex on a trip, Wood gave it a hard pass, but Novlan liked the idea. Let's see the drama, the actor joked. While the co-stars disagreed on that answer, they both agreed no to saying "I love you" on a first date. As for love at first sight, they're both firm believers. You know when you know, Novlan replied. When it comes to being late for a date, Novlan confessed to being late for his first date. Traffic is hard now, the actor defended his tardiness. Lastly, the two agreed it's not okay to stalk your ex, something that many soap characters do. Move on, get over it, Wood replied. Although I should tell my character that. It was all fun for Wood and Novlan as they dished out their dating tips. But on screen, it may soon be a different story for their characters. Although Steffy and Finn are committed to each other, that may be tested. Luna's death has hit Finn hard, and speculation is that it could be the beginning of his dark side emerging. Finn going from good to bad would make for compelling drama. Not only would it give Novlan a chance to play a villain, but it'd have fans worried about Sin. While Steffy has stood by Finn through thick and thin, his potential turn to the dark side could be the thing to shatter their marriage. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates for the next 3 weeks indicate that Thomas Forrester's return will be a significant focus while preparations for holiday parties are underway. Additionally, B&B is set to present some romantic challenges, so here's what fans can look forward to. During the week of December 15, viewers can expect another wave of drama involving Dylan, as more characters will discover that she was responsible for running over Luna Nozawa. Will Spencer will receive updates on this shocking revelation before he joins Electra Forrester in offering support to Dylan at the Cliff House. The three will make their way there so that Dylan can confess to John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan about her involvement in Luna's tragic fate. This news will undoubtedly take Finn and Steffy by surprise, but they will ultimately agree that Dylan should not carry guilt for what transpired. After all, Dylan had no way of knowing that Luna would leap in front of her vehicle, so she bears no blame in this situation. In Bill Spencer's office, he encourages Katie Logan to make a big change, quit Forrester Creations, and work with him. Bill wants to bond with his family and hopes to have Katie and Will as employees soon. While Katie thinks about Bill's offer, Donna Logan will meet Brooke Logan elsewhere. They might talk about Eric Forrester, since Donna is thankful he survived his health issues and wants him to retire. Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester will feel the same way and try to push Eric toward retirement. Eric will be upset with Ridge for suggesting he should just step back, and they will clash. From December 8-12, Hope Logan's line might get a PR boost as Forrester Creations needs to shift the press's focus from the Luna chaos. Hope and Liam Spencer are still excited about their wedding, but what about Sheila Sharp? Will she be excluded from the ceremony due to Beth Spencer's strange feelings about her? Even if Sheila is not invited, she could still crash the wedding later. Meanwhile, Deke Sharp must decide if he has a future with Remy Price. Can Deke offer Remy the fresh start he wants? If Deke agrees, it could seriously affect his friendship with Elektra. The week of December 15-19 is likely to usher in some preparations for Christmas parties as the holiday approaches. Expect beautiful decorations and an abundance of love in the atmosphere this season. Will Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes share a kiss beneath the mistletoe this year? Only time will reveal the answer, but it's clear that Taylor and Deacon will continue to feel a strong attraction towards one another. Additionally, Thomas will make his return for the holiday celebrations at some point, so keep an eye out for his family reunion and touching moments. According to The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, some festive fun is just around the corner. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is in for Monday, December 1st, 2025. In today's episode, Dylan fesses up to John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer has a tempting proposition for Katie Logan. Keep reading. And let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. At the Cliff House, Sin makes out. Steffy mentions she can breathe again now that Luna Nozawa is gone for good. Each time she thought she could relax, there was Luna again, even crazier than before. Steffy asks how her husband is really doing in light of Luna's death. The doctor can open up to her about his true feelings. Finn assures his wife that he can face anything as long as they are together. Later, Finn calls the police to get information on Luna's killer. The cops won't tell him anything. At the beach house, Will Spencer is taken aback to learn the identity of Luna's killer. Elektra Forrester reasons that Luna hurt Dylan too. Someone is at the door. It's Dylan. Elektra already told Will everything. Dylan confesses she feels haunted and incredibly guilty. Now she needs to talk to Sin and tell them it was a horrible accident. Elektra thinks this is the right decision, and she'll take Dylan to see them. At Spencer Publication, Katie tries to get Bill's attention. The woman has suggestions about the acquisition. Bill is just so amazed by the brunette. The man says Katie's skills are being wasted at Forrester Creations. How about she joins Spencer Publications? Katie loves her job and feels appreciated, most of the time anyway. Bill pushes for information. Katie tells him about the new public relations firm to handle Luna's death. Katie had zero say and was blindsided by it. This isn't the first time either. Despite all this, Katie insists she loves it at the fashion house. Bill thinks the Forresters better start appreciating Katie before it's too late. Bill thinks that both Katie and Will should come to the family business. The man reminds Katie that they are Spencers. At the office, Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan Forrester discuss Katie. The brunette needs to focus on her family right now. Ridge admits Katie is an expert marketer, but they got to get rid of all the negative press. Ridge shows off a new design, which Brooke loves. Has he shown Eric Forrester yet? No, she's the first, and that makes Brooke glow. Ridge promises to support Will and Katie. Back at the Cliff House, Steffi's phone goes bonkers. All notifications about Luna. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Steffy hopes it's not a reporter. Finn answers to see Will and Electra. Will explains something happened that night they don't know. Dylan surfaces, and Electra lets her in the Cliff house. Steffy texted Dylan. The girl appreciates it. Dylan admits that she was the one who ran Luna off the road. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that Luna Nozawa's death will hit her father, Dr. John Finnegan, extra hard on the CBS soap. The good doctor will catch a case of carpe diem after losing his bio daughter. Will he try to make things right by spending time with his birth mom, Sheila Carter? The last time Luna died, Finn couldn't have cared less, but this time around, the good doctor feels guilty after talking to Dylan about the car accident. Finn cut ties with his birth mother and daughter for his wife, Steffy Forrester, but now he is having second thoughts. If he didn't want to be her dad, he could have at least been her doctor and got her mental health help. After losing Luna and realizing how cold he treated her when she was obviously mentally ill, B&B spoilers hint Finn will start gravitating towards his birth mom. Steffy Forrester will try to remind her hubby of her ultimatums, but if he had stood up to her before, he would have been able to save his troubled daughter. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Sheila Carter and her son could bond together over losing Luna Nozawa. But Steffy will make it difficult for them. In Sheila's defense, she did just save Steffy and Hayes' lives during her granddaughter's last rampage at the beach house and lost another toe in the process. Shouldn't that score some brownie points with her unforgiving daughter-in-law? Despite the fact that Finn's mother has made so much progress, the odds of Steffy lifting her Sheila ban are slim to none. If Finn keeps crossing over to Team Sheila, his wife might change the locks and serve him with divorce papers. But after losing his daughter, Finn might just insist on having a relationship with his mother. Do you think that Finn needs his mom after losing his daughter? Is Steffy being cold-hearted, or is she right to refuse to lift the Sheila ban? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Katie Logan to be disappointed by Brooke Logan Forrester. Meanwhile, Dylan continues confessing to John, Finn Finnegan, and Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Keep reading. And let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Katie, who has mixed emotions about Ridge Forrester hiring an outside public relations firm. On one hand, Katie appreciates that people know she's been through a lot regarding Luna Nozawa already. However, on the other hand, Katie wasn't given a heads up or asked for input about which firm they hired. While Katie told Bill Spencer that this isn't the first time they have done this, she still loves it at Forrester Creations. There will also be a scene between Katie and Brooke. Ridge promised to continue supporting Will and Katie. That seemed to make Brooke happy. So, when Katie complains about not being given any heads up, the blonde might say their hearts were in the right place. Brooke might add that the Luna situation could really affect Forrester Creations. In any case, Katie will assume that Brooke will be on her side. However, the brunette is disappointed when Brooke is Team Ridge. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for tomorrow's episode reveal that Dylan will continue making her big confession. The girl is now telling the truth about Luna's death to Finn and Steffy. Fans watched as Finn secretly tried to pry intel from the police without any luck. So, how will he really feel about Dylan killing his daughter, even though it was an accident? It's possible that Finn could have mixed feelings. Even though he is acting tough, he has to have some feelings about Luna's death. Plus, there was Finn secretly trying to get information about Luna's killer from the police. So, will Finn really keep this secret? Fans will also see some scenes of Ridge and Brooke taking a walk down memory lane. Does this mean that the couple is about to hit another romantic speed bump? The two literally just got married again, but in soaps, there's always something tearing people apart, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025? The Bold and the Beautiful is the soap opera Who Cried Wolf when it comes to Luna Nozawa. We lost count of how many times Lisa Yamada bid fans farewell and exited B&B, only to return from prison or the dead a few weeks later. It's no wonder Bold and Beautiful viewers are convinced Luna is still alive. And they are probably right. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Keep reading for all the details. Lisa Yamada has supposedly left the building, but the actress has toyed with fans so much that nobody is buying her exit. Yamada could tell her social media followers the sky is blue, and we'd still need a fact-checker. The actress enjoys playing up the storylines and keeping fans guessing about her character's fate. Next week, spoilers say Dylan will continue her apology tour and visit Dr. Finn and Steffy Forrester on Thanksgiving. Hayes' art teacher will get emotional as she confesses to them that she's the driver that turned Finn's bio daughter into a pancake. According to B&B spoilers, there will be some discrepancies in Dylan's story, and it won't be long before there are doubts about her confession. Rumors hint Dylan could have been paid off to confess Gates or manipulated by Luna to help her fake her death. Regardless, the art teacher's confession is starting to look suspicious, and is another reason fans think Luna might still be alive. It's also pretty convenient that Luna Nozawa told Will Spencer Jr. she lost the baby right before she died. There was no mention of a miscarriage until 10 minutes before she was hit by a car. If Luna wanted to fake her death, she would have to explain why her dead body didn't have a baby bump. Or is it a coincidence that she lost the baby right before a not pregnant body was found and identified as her? Do you think that Luna Nozawa is really dead? Or is Dylan's confession a little suspicious? Do you believe Lisa Yamada will be back? Let us know down below and keep checking Soap Opera Spy daily for new bold and beautiful spoilers and updates. It takes a little primping for Naomi Matsuda to get into character. Naomi Matsuda plays everyone's favorite, the bold and the beautiful Dr. Lee Finnegan. Since the show is set in glamorous Los Angeles, the actress and her character always look flawless. Now, Matsuda is giving fans a glimpse into the work it takes to transform into Lee. Matsuda gained widespread recognition after joining B&B in 2021. Her performance as the strong-willed and protective Lee immediately won over fans. Lee is often featured on-screen dealing with a medical crisis or a problem for the Nozawa Finnegan family. With more drama coming for the Finnegans, viewers will be seeing more of the beloved doctor. Recently, during a day on set, Matsuda revealed how she transforms into her famous character. In an Instagram video, the actress was seated in the hair and makeup room, getting glamorized for her scenes. So, this is Naomi becoming Lee Finnegan, starting off with getting my hair cut by the one and only Carly. Matsuda then zoomed in on her hairdresser. As Matsuda was getting her haircut, her co-star, Annika Noel, popped into the screen. "Oh, a special guest star," the two women giggled. With early morning calls at the studio, Matsuda and Noel agreed they're both tired as they applied under-eye patches. Despite being tired, the actresses were up and ready for a fun day of filming. After getting her hair and makeup done, it was time for Matsuda to show off her look. "And Lee Finnegan's here," she declared to her audience. Matsuda's transformation into Lee wowed her followers. "Gorgeous as always," wrote one fan. "Fabulous as usual. You could never have a bad-looking day," another commenter replied. B&B fans will be seeing more of Lee as the Nozawa Finnegan family deals with the aftermath of Luna's death. Lee saved Luna's life during one brush with death, but this time, it doesn't seem like there will be another miracle. Luna was killed in a hit-and-run accident while fleeing the police. Although fans believe Luna might still be alive, it seems the young villainess is officially gone. Luna's death has hit Lee and her son Finn hard. Finn seems to be having a tough time with his grief, and speculation is that this could lead to a darker Finn. More health problems plague Eric. Eric is the beloved Forrester patriarch on The Bold and the Beautiful. It's hard to imagine the show without everyone's favorite piano-playing, singing, and fashion designer. However, upcoming spoilers have fans worried about Eric. Eric has had a string of medical issues within the past few years. As fans remember, in 2023, the Forrester patriarch faced near death following a serious illness, but thanks to Finn, a procedure saved Eric and gave the Forresters the miracle they prayed for. Now, the family might need another miracle. Spoilers for December Worst 5 say that concerns for Eric's health arise after Donna shares shocking news. It's been 2 years since Eric's last health crisis, and it might be too soon for another one. However, could the show be planning the Forrester patriarch's swan song? That's what fans on Reddit believe. Eric's sick again? Does this mean John McCook wants to retire? Asked one viewer. I did notice him being absent from a lot of these episodes, wrote one commenter. One fan hopes Eric doesn't die, but wants the Forrester patriarch to have a happy ending. I hope they just write Eric off, have him spend his final days at International. This way, he can be like Sally Spectre Sr. and always be having fun somewhere. It's hard to imagine B&B without Eric. Although he may not be featured as much these days, he's still a prominent character, always looking out for his family and his company. Much like his last health storyline, this one is starting out with Eric and Ridge clashing over Forrester Creations. The company is Eric's pride and joy, and he still wants to be part of it. Yet, Eric thinks it's time his dad hangs up the sketchpad and retires. Eric's not one to walk away from the business he loves, but his latest health issues may force him to. Although it's still uncertain what illness Eric has, it's going to cause lots of worrying and crying for his family. Eric's a fighter and survived many brushes with death in the past, but his latest illness could be the end for him. Bill tells Katie that she's being undervalued and underappreciated at Forrester Creations. On The Bold and the Beautiful, December 1st, 2025, Dollar Bill is officially back before the end of the year. He wants to round up the Spencers and have them working for him again. He also had a fierce warning for the Forresters. Dollar Bill is back, and it's nice to see him in charge of everything in his life. Bill was glued to his laptop while Katie visited him at the office. She joked that while she wasn't there to party, she would like it if he focused less on his work. Bill apologized and said he had been focused on something that had been brewing for months. It's going well, but he still has it on the back of his mind. Katie also discussed her job. She mentioned that Forrester Creations hired a crisis management team to handle the Luna situation since she's too close to it, which she's fine with. However, she didn't like that they didn't consult her about it. She said it's not the first time that it's happened. It has to do with family dynamics. While Katie likes her job most of the time, she would appreciate being recognized for her efforts. Bill told Katie that the Forresters needed to value and appreciate her. If they don't, they will regret it. He would like to have Katie and Will working at Spencer Publications with him. He doesn't think Will has been valued, despite receiving a promotion in September. Bill wondered what Will's job even was. Does he help Ridge fetch pins for the dresses? Bill was adamant that Katie and Will weren't being appreciated at Forrester. He thought they would be more valued at Spencer. He reminded her that there would always be a place for them there. Katie didn't exactly accept Bill's offer. She appreciated the confidence boost, but she might consider it if the Forresters continue to exclude her from future moves. Brooke seems to be siding with Ridge's decisions, especially with the Luna situation. The Forresters want to distance themselves from Luna as much as possible, and for the right reasons, but they should have come to Katie about it first. Katie might encourage Will to make a leap to Spencer Publications. She could tell him that he would have more opportunities there. She would also be able to utilize her expertise, even if it's not fashion, which she loves. Luna Nozawa's death on The Bold and the Beautiful is starting to look more and more suspicious. Luna's alleged killer Dylan will pay Dr. John Finnegan a visit next week on the soap and try to bond with him over his daughter's death. Bold viewers are convinced there's more to Dylan's story, and they might be right. Did Luna send Dylan to her dad's house? Here's what is coming up next week on Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers down below. Soap fans instantly recognized Miss Dillon on Bold and the Beautiful when she showed up on Electra Forrester's doorstep. She was the art teacher at the beach house when Luna shot Liam Spencer and her grandmother Sheila Carter. New B&B spoilers hint Dillon might not have been in danger at all during the Il Giardino killer's latest attack on Steffy. In fact, she might have even been working for Luna the entire time. Is it possible that Dillon didn't run over Luna Nozawa and she's helping the inmate fake her death? A lot of details were left out when Luna Nozawa's most recent death was announced. Where is her body, and will there be a funeral? Was there an autopsy report, and was the body identifiable? Most importantly, was the victim of the accident recognizable, or could it have been a Luna lookalike? If the Bold and the Beautiful rumors are true, and Luna is still alive, then that means someone had to help her fake her death. Enter art teacher Dylan. If the body was mangled, it's possible it was someone else, and Hayes' teacher just lied and said the victim was Luna. That would mean that Luna is still out there and the cops are none the wiser. Luna had a lot of daddy issues. We could see her sending her accomplice Dylan to his house just to see if Dr. Finn is sad over her death, or gather intel on her rivals Elektra Forrester and Steffy Forrester. Do you think Dylan's story is suspicious? Do you think she might actually be Luna's accomplice? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. And keep checking back here on Soap Opera Spy for the newest soap spoilers. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, tease Finn and Steffy learning more about Luna's death than they ever wanted to know. A guilty Miss Dylan already confessed to Elektra Forrester that she was the one who ran down Luna Nozawa, causing her gory death. However, Elektra is not broken up about it, because it's not like Luna was family or anything. She was Elektra's worst mortal enemy. However, Elektra does feel bad for her friend and realizes that confession is good for the soul. Is that why she brings her by Steffy Forrester Finnegan's and John Finn Finnegan's house? Dylan tells Steffy and Finn that she killed Finn's daughter, shocking them both. However, neither one of them was broken up over Luna's death either. They knew who and what Luna was, so Steffy might want to give Dylan a medal for a job well done. We are not quite sure what the point was in having Dylan kill Luna, so hopefully there is a twist here that nobody sees coming. For some odd reason, Katie Logan is determined to handle the public relations fallout from the Luna mess, despite how personally involved she is with the entire situation. However, seeing how Brooke Logan is fine with a new PR firm handling it all irks Katie. She knows she can do her job right and has no idea why people are trying to usurp her. This causes Katie to start rethinking a few things in life. She is already making a change by reuniting with Dollar Bill Spencer and moving back into the Spencer mansion. No, a wedding is not quite on the horizon yet, but maybe a professional change is. Katie has been stagnant at Forrester Creations for far too long, and now it doesn't even look like anyone has faith in her anymore. Will Katie ultimately end up working for Spencer Publications, finally making all of Bill's dreams come true? Bold and the beautiful, 2-week spoilers for December 12th, 2025 expect Bill Spencer is on a rampage, and Katie Logan absolutely furious. On Monday, December 1st, we've got Bill trying to convince Katie to come work with him at Spencer Publications. So, it looks like she is feeling increasingly superfluous at FC, because Brooke Logan and Donna Logan were so worried about her health, they brought in an outside PR firm. But it's really starting to sting Katie, and Bill doesn't like it. This week, Katie and Bill are going to have a really serious talk about her coming over to Spencer Publications, because Bill doesn't like it at all that Katie is answering to Ridge Forrester and Brooke, but I'm sure it's Ridge that's the bigger issue. We know how Bill feels about the dressmaker. John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester commit to focusing on their future. They feel like everything is happy and bright, now that his daughter, Luna Nozawa, is roadkill, and all her chaos is over. But of course, as soon as they make this commitment, you know that something's going to come along and screw it up. Also on Monday, Elektra Forrester and Will Spencer are reeling. Remember, Miss Dylan came in during the final episodes last week. We had a short week of bold and beautiful episodes because of Thanksgiving, and Miss Dylan confessed to Elektra that she's the one who ran down Luna. So Elektra is going to bring Will in on the Miss Dylan thing, and she's going to tell him she's the one who killed Luna. Now, according to Luna, she had already miscarried Will's baby that she hijacked from him, so at least Miss Dylan didn't kill a kid. Also, just Luna. On Tuesday, December 2nd, we've got Brooke really disappointing her sister Katie because it feels like Brooke is not being very supportive of her sister. So, it looks like Brooke is agreeing with some big decision that Ridge is making about Katie and Forrester Creations, maybe with the temporary PR firm there. Ridge decides that they've moved beyond the scope of an in-house PR person, and they do need a larger firm now that they're not just Forrester Creations, they're the whole brand because they're doing Carter Waltons' big vision. Ridge also spends some time reminiscing with Brooke on Tuesday. Hopefully, it's not more nonsense about their dusty destiny. And Miss Dillon heads over to Steffy and Finn's house, and she's got Electra and Will with her to support her. She's very nervous about it, very stressed out, but Miss Dillon wants to tell him face to face. So, she confesses to Finn that she is the one who ran down his daughter, Luna. Now, she did call the police. And let's be real, the girl ran right into traffic, fleeing a manhunt. Everybody was out there looking for her. So, it's not Miss Dillon's fault, but she really wants to tell Finn that she's very sorry for killing her daughter. So, hot on the heels of Steffy and Finn saying, "Oh, good! No more Luna drama!" Electra and Will show up with some more Luna drama. All of this stuff to me are red flags that maniac Luna isn't dead. You know, we didn't see her corpse. We haven't seen her zipped into a body bag. And even when they do that on the soap, they still resurrect them. But in this case, where we haven't seen her dead body or anything, you know, I don't believe it. And I don't trust Brad Bell isn't trying to resurrect her yet again. Wednesday, December 3rd, we've got Brooke completely blindsided by some news that Donna delivers about Eric Forrester. And it looks like it is a health issue. I mean, he's not a spring chicken. And I think it was last Christmas or the Christmas before where he, you know, almost died. Although we all knew they weren't going to kill him off. So, Bill is confronting Ridge on Wednesday because of what he did and said to Katie. Now, I don't think Ridge is going to outright fire Katie, but he might tell her that they are going to use this outside PR firm and they'll find something else for Katie to do, essentially pushing her aside. Or Ridge may even tell Katie she should take some time off because of the stress, and you know her grandbaby just died because of the miscarriage, and then Luna got run over and all the Will stuff. I'm sure Bill and Ridge are going to have big beef over this. They're just inventing loose ends right now. Thursday, December 4th, Taylor Hayes gets a visit from Deacon Sharp. So, I don't know if it's a therapy session or a personal chat, but their chemistry is off the charts. They are sparking. Sheila Carter thinks that their marriage is fine, but Deacon's Thanksgiving wishbone wish was to win Taylor's love. And he is out there trying to make it happen. Good for Deacon. Hot on the heels of that showdown with Bill over Katie, we are going to have more tension at Forrester Creations because Eric and Ridge have a very intense conversation and confrontation at the office. And it looks like he wants Eric to retire, most likely, because of his health taking some kind of turn for the worse. Ridge tells Eric, "You need to ride off into the sunset and enjoy life." And Ridge says, "That's what I would do if I was in your shoes." And Eric snaps back that you're not in my shoes. So, I don't know if the cancer's back or it's some other new thing. Also, we've got Hope, Logan, and Deke enjoying some quality family time with Deacon on Thursday. And I'm sure they're going to push him to dump Sheila, which coincides with what Deacon wants as well. Friday, December 5th, on Bold and the Beautiful, we've got Eric's health concerning everybody. And Steffi starts talking to Finn about her deep connection to Eric. So, obviously, Steffi knows about her granddad's health issues that have cropped up again, and she's worried. The week of December 8th through the 12th, we have to face this big question. Are we going to have both Katie and Eric sick at the same time? Is Brad Bell planning a doubly depressing Christmas for fans? I don't know what's wrong with that man. How long can Taylor fight the feeling? We know that Deacon is smitten and wants to be with her and is going to amp up his efforts next week. And Sheila senses Deacon pulling back. And if she stalks him and sees the sparks with Taylor, that's a big uh-oh. Eric's new health crisis is increasingly concerning for the family. And I'm sure Donna wants her honey bear to also retire. But the last time he was having issues and sick, Eric doubled down on working, and they had that whole fashion challenge thing, which, by the way, he lost. So, I hope they don't go that route and repeat that plot. But I don't have any faith that Brad Bell won't. Deacon wants Taylor, and he's taking serious steps to get what he wants, while also withdrawing from Sheila. Hope and Deke may try and parent-trap Deacon once they know that he's crushing on Taylor, and things get increasingly strained between Ridge and Eric. Not only professionally, but personally. The last time that Ridge tried to push Eric out, he thought he was doing it for the right reasons. But that was before Ridge even knew that Eric had what started out as the mystery illness. That then they finally said the C word, said it was cancer. So we'll see how this one goes. But Eric owns more of the company than Ridge, so he could fight back, especially if Steffi aligns with him. The bold and the beautiful is at its best when Forrester Creations has a solid, formidable rival to keep them on their toes. Whether it's a fashion duel or a different type of corporate conflict, it's a key ingredient of the show's success that's currently missing. With Luna seemingly in the show's rearview mirror, there's an opportunity to create new and engaging conflict that doesn't revolve around murder. For some existing characters on the canvas, the stage is already set for them to make the move from Forrester to Spencer Publications, so what could have been a pipe dream could become a reality in the near future. With these moves will come hurt feelings that stem from a deep sense of betrayal. Given that these individuals are prone to holding grudges, the soap's landscape could be altered forever. Katie has spent the vast majority of this year focused on protecting her son, Will, from the fallout of Luna's manipulations and assault. She was fully prepared to step up on her son's behalf and help with the baby once Luna gave birth. However, with Luna dead and suffering a miscarriage prior to her demise, Katie was determined to return to work and put the horror in her past. Unfortunately, she was entirely blindsided by Forrester's decision to bring in an outside PR firm to shift the narrative away from Luna's death. The reveal threw Katie for a loop, and although she didn't express it in the moment, the feeling of disrespect was written all over her face. Katie recently reunited with her ex-husband, Bill, and considering his disdain for Ridge and the company, it wouldn't be a stretch to think he'd want Katie to come work for him. Besides the blatant disregard for Katie's feelings by her current employer, jumping ship from Forrester to Spencer makes complete sense, given her recent reconciliation with Bill. Now that they are back together, translating that connection to the office would be a seamless transition. Arguably, nobody on the canvas was put through the ringer by Luna as much as Will was. She sexually assaulted him, trapped him in an unwanted pregnancy, and showed up at his home after escaping prison in a laundry cart. For months, he was tormented by her while training to maintain a sense of normalcy at Forrester and with his girlfriend, Electra. However, he's never felt like a natural fit at Forrester, and it has always felt like a matter of time before he joined Dollar Bill at Spencer. Although Will has a far more passive demeanor than his father, that doesn't seem to be a significant problem for his brother, Liam, who is also employed by the media conglomerate. However, this could be the paradigm shift that is needed to shake up Los Angeles. Will joining his father at Spencer could plant the seeds for an eventual turn to the dark side, which is far more entertaining than anything the character is exhibiting in the present. Although Electra is a Forrester and being a part of the family company could be considered a birthright, she's really not needed. Ivy is just as talented, if not more so, in jewelry, so her presence is somewhat redundant. Also, Electra's attention is entirely focused on her relationship with Will. If he were to make the move to Spencer, why not send Electra with him? Having a Forrester go up against their own family would create intrigue and potentially transform Electra into a more dynamic version of the relatively stagnant character. Despite Spencer's lack of a jewelry line, due to their focus on media, there has to be something for Electra to do. Bill has enough money that if he wanted to create a rival jewelry line and employ his son's girlfriend to wipe out the competition, he could do just that. Electra might be the most far-fetched option, but if she didn't leave to work with Will, perhaps taking a break from the show would also do wonders for the character. She's spent most of the year developing the biggest victim complex in Los Angeles, and something has to change. Either leave Forrester for Spencer or just leave entirely. Zenda has been overlooked at his family company for far too long. Despite always being involved in design at Forrester, he doesn't get nearly as much recognition as Ridge, Eric, or even newcomer Deke does. Every time he's thrust into the spotlight in a prominent storyline at Forrester, the spotlight is taken away from home. There's no follow-through, and he's never going to be thrust into the spotlight in the same way as his fellow Forrester family members. Zende could play second fiddle to every other person with the same last name, or he could find a new place to plant his creative roots. Perhaps a rival fashion house could re-emerge and poach him from the shadow of his family. If Zende departed for greener pastures, it could fuel jealousy amongst those who remain at Forrester. This could be the perfect opportunity for Zende to define himself outside of the nepotism umbrella. Daphne's entire storyline exists almost on the outskirts of the Forrester universe. Her fragrance line feels very one-note, and it doesn't come across as organic as the show would like it to. Her entire dynamic with Carter also feels detached from the rest of Forrester, and the new couple interacts more with Deacon and Sheila at Il Giardino than with anyone at the office. Beyond the kiss with Carter that rocked him and Hope in the past, she doesn't really deepen any conflict at Forrester either, and there's no reason for her to remain. Removing Daphne from Forrester would raise the stakes in her relationship with Carter, and it could make Carter question the stability and longevity of the fledgling pairing. She's not a legacy character and has no true ties to anyone on the canvas, so leaving Forrester for either a rival company or to return to Paris wouldn't be a big loss for the company. A clean exit from Daphne could also create room for past characters to return to the family company or introduce a new character that better aligns with the designing aspect of Forrester. At this point, the entire company's identity is built around Ridge and his creative vision for Forrester. He sets the tone for every collection and the direction the lines take. Ridge also serves as the bridge between generations at the family company, acting as the gap between the oldest and the youngest members of Forrester. The decisions he makes, both in business and in romance, shape the entire story arc for months at a time, so removing him from Forrester would be like taking away the very thing keeping it together. Without Ridge, the Forrester brand would also lose significant name recognition as customers flock to Ridge Forrester designs. He's more than capable at his job, and there's nobody, Eric included, who is operating at the same level as him in the fashion game. Although Ridge can sometimes let his personal gripes get in the way of good business, ultimately, he is the most talented option to captain the ship. It's difficult to imagine Steffi working anywhere besides Forrester Creations. She has done a phenomenal job as co-CEO, and there's nothing to suggest she should ever relinquish that title. Like Ridge, she has a tendency to let personal drama cloud her judgment at times, but for the most part, she makes decisions that are best for business. It also helps that Steffi isn't romantically entangled with anyone at the company, so she can focus on Forrester's needs and the best ways to achieve them. Without Steffi, the company would feel less guided and less of a powerhouse in the industry. Her mere presence ensures that Forrester remains at the forefront of evolution and doesn't get bogged down by tired ideas from older generations at the company. She is the heart and soul of Forrester in the present, and with her fierce attitude and unwavering confidence, there's nothing they can't accomplish. Eric is Forrester. He is the living embodiment of the foundation that helped carry the company to the measure of success that it's seen over the years. His name defines the company, and the legacy was built on his blood, sweat, tears, and innovative designs. At times, his wisdom and overall guidance have helped prevent Forrester from devolving into chaos over petty grievances. Although his vision is a bit dated, it wouldn't feel like Forrester without him. Removing Eric from Forrester for any reason would sever the show's connection to its origins. He is still the emotional hub of the family, and although that extends more to holidays and wedding ceremonies these days, he's still needed around the office. Eric is the patriarch who softens that entire family, and without them, it might be easier for everyone at Forrester to give in to their most destructive impulses.